I'm putting on shit. I know my city proud as hell. Pain and the scars. In the hood, we stayed dealing raw. Now I get paid with the bar.
Come way too far, to ever turn back now. I've come way too far,
Yo, what's going on? It's your counsel PolyRob, and welcome to another episode, which is season 3 of the PolyRob podcast. I appreciate y'all tuning in and showing mad love. You already know how I feel when I get on this podcast shit. You know I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about the culture, talk about me, talk about things that's going on in my life and in everybody else's life, and, you know, things that's happening with whatever it is on a creative end. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you like and subscribe to the PolyRob podcast on all the podcast platforms. I was actually going to leave it just on YouTube because now I'm doing video. Yes, I am doing video on the PolyRob podcast, so you can check it on YouTube. But for everybody that's still on Spotify podcast, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and every other podcast, Google Podcasts, I'm going to put the audio up on those platforms as well. I'm not going to shut y'all out. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show love, and I'm going to make sure that this podcast is everywhere just for all of y'all could tune in and just get y'all bars. You know what I'm saying? I've been away for a while. My apologies. It's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of things going on. I know it's, y'all out there dealing with this whole COVID mess and the government going haywire, and I get it. Hopefully, I can bring some type of calm to a part of your day to be able to do something. You know what I mean? My birthday just passed. First off, Happy New Year to everybody. If you haven't heard it from me yet, Happy New Year to everybody. And my birthday just passed on January 9th. So I appreciate everybody who was showing the utmost love on my birthday, those who celebrated with me on my birthday. I did have a brunch on the day of my birthday for a couple hours, just, for people that, y'all know I cook, so y'all know what that is. I'm going to come in and I'm going to, whip up some shit that y'all going to love. So those that were close by me that wanted to come through, I allowed them to come and have brunch with me. That was phenomenal. Shouts out to y'all. And then those who were far away or didn't get a chance to come through, I received all of the birthday wishes from, the phone calls to the text messages to the Facebook and Instagram posts. I received all of it. I couldn't respond back to everybody, so hopefully you just take this little bit of information of me saying thank you, and I appreciate it. My birthdays is always something crazy and special, but I didn't go hard this year. I did not go hard this year. I just kept it easy because, it was just a lot of things on my mind, as a creative, that I just wanted to get done, just get out the way. So I didn't want to put so much strenuous thought into my birthday, as well as money, as well as trying to convince everybody to come out. I didn't want to do all of that this year. Hopefully we can get back to normal for next year so we can get to all the festivities and all the bullshit that I be on. You know what I mean? But one thing that I did do on my birthday was drop a record. I dropped a record on my birthday, and I'm so excited about just where that record is going to go. You know what I mean? Local astronauts, not me. I didn't drop a record. Like, I'm not rapping. But local astronauts, my company, shout out to local astronauts. We dropped a record for my birthday, and it was a song called No Economy. So we dropped a single called No Economy, which is a extremely dope and very long hip-hop cypher style song. You know what I mean? And reason for that, a couple of years ago, I dropped a project called TTLF, Things to Live For. And on that project, it was a song called No Economy. And the concept of no economy was pretty much like, imagine we took away, all of the money, all of the success, all of the accolades, all of the materialistic things that make people believe that they're the utmost valuable. Imagine you took all of that stuff away, and it was just you and what do you do? It's just, what do you do? Like, who are you? Who are you aside from all of the glitz and glam and plaques and cars and chains and what are you really when the entire economy is down? Who are you? What is your real value? And in that song's case, it was MCs and they really rap. They really, really fucking rap. So that's what that song was about. So I was like, yo, I had about like 5 or 6 artists on there. Shout out to them that was doing their thing. You can go catch that song on iTunes and Spotify. So I was like, yo, I want to do part 2 of that because that record was dope. I want to do part 2 to that. So I did. So, but this record is like 3 times as long as the first record. You know what I mean? So the artist that's on this, on No Economy 2, just to name them, because I got to shout them all out. So it's Local Astronauts featuring Hyde Park Firebug, Bad Luck, Akil Ali, Noni Spitz, Noah James, Bale, Baby Bugsy, Head Crack, Johnny Voger, Edie Amin from the Outlaws, Roxy, Ron Laquan, Cam and China, Watts City Sticks, Technique, TF, Planet Asia, and Spitfire. Those are all the artists that's on one song. And the song is like 16 minutes long because I let everybody, I told them, I was like, look, I don't care how many bars y'all spit. Just send the verse back. As long as it's fire, I'm with it. Let's go. And they was like, say no more. Say no more. That's what we doing. And they sent them verses back. And when I tell you, Jesus, I kept this song under wraps, under everybody knows. And everybody was trying to, yo, can I hear somebody verse or can I hear a couple verses before I dive in? Nope. No artist heard nobody verse. They just went in. And I'm glad they didn't pressure me to play anything else, even though I wasn't going to play it anyway. But it was just good, dope hip-hop shit. Make sure y'all check it out. It is on iTunes. It's on Spotify. It's on all the digital platforms. Make sure you go support it. And then also, I'm bringing some No Economy shirts. I'm going to have the cover of the No Economy shirt on some shirts, and I'm going to put it up on my website, workload.shop. Once again, it's workload.shop. I'm putting it up on my Workload Collection website, and make sure you go purchase that. I got all sizes. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like $24.99 or something like that. But make sure you go cop that so you can be a part of history and part of this dope hip hop shit. You know what I'm saying? And then that'll be your birthday gift to me because I'm still low key in my birthday swim. You know what I'm saying? I'm still doing my birthday swim. But yeah, I definitely dropped that record, man. Our company, Local Astronauts, we got a lot of different projects we got coming out. We finna go in. We got a lot of EPs coming out. We finna get to it. And speaking of EPs, let's just get right into the topic of today. Let's just get right into it. You already know I don't have Starbucks, but I learned how to start making my own tea. So I've been making my own tea now. So the tea that I'm drinking right now, I actually got it from the grocery store. It's a tea called Sweet Dreams. It's not that is the style of tea. It's called Sweet Dreams, which means that, you drink it, you're going to relax, tranquilize, and, eventually have a good night's sleep. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing this podcast right now at nighttime. Usually I hit the alcohol button when it's nighttime, but today I'm just hitting the Sweet Dreams because, me and my kids, we like drinking tea. So in light of that, let's talk about the topic of today. And I know a lot of people have been, calling me and asking me questions about this topic, and I've been respectfully, giving them, some of the answers that, I can come up with or, things that I can help them with. But I was like, you know what? Let me just do a podcast about this topic because it's very, very important that people understand, these artists understand the nature of what this can become for their, opportunities to do dope shit in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? So the topic is the power of the EP. The topic is the power of the EP. Now, I know some of y'all know what an EP is, some of y'all don't. So just for clarification, let me explain the dictionary term of what an EP is in the music industry. So an EP is what is called an extended play. So EP stands for extended play, often referred to as an EP or a mini album, is a musical recording that contains more tracks than a single, but is usually unqualified as an album or EP. So that means that if you're putting out an EP, that means that a single usually has one song or a song and a B-side, which would be like two songs. And then an album or LP, which is LP is a full-length project, usually has 10 to 12 songs or more. So an EP is in between those two ranges. It's in between, it's more than a single, but it's less than an album or LP. So it's in the middle. So 4 songs, 5 songs, 6 songs, 7 songs, that is an EP. Now the term extended play is referring to having a single is one song, but if you have an EP, they would sometimes do different renditions of that same single, which would still be about 3 or 4 different versions, 3 or 4 different separate tracks, and then they would classify that as an EP. Over the course of time, it has evolved into an EP being a small but sufficient body of work that explains whether your certain levels of your style that you offer to the industry, or it can be like they said, a mini album, which is a actual idea or specific idea that's catered to through the entire project. You know what I mean? Either way, an EP is only a couple of tracks. You start getting into 9, 10, 11, 12, stop calling it an EP. It's not an EP. It is an album or LP. And some people get EPs confused with mixtapes. It is not a mixtape. It can be a mesh of the two, but EP is referring to the terms of how many songs it is, not necessarily what type of songs or how you put the songs together. A mixtape can be a mixture of original songs mixed and intertwined. It can be a collection of original songs with a DJ. It's so many levels to that creatively. But an EP, the definition of it has no creative value at all. It's really about how many songs is a part of this mini album or this project. That's what determines if it's an EP or not. Now, why are we talking about this? Because EPs are everywhere in the music industry right now. Everybody's doing an EP, which is great. It's not nothing wrong with that at all. It is a great thing that people are engaging in EPs. Why? Because number one, the game has been saturated with so much content and so much music that people's ears just don't grasp full projects no more. They don't latch on to full projects. They'll pick 1 or 2 songs and then they move on to the next. And, no matter what you might say, I mean, it's saturated or not, it don't matter. Good music is good music, but for a creative standpoint, they might not want to put out all of their records at that one time. They may just want to, kind of bait you in with a couple of records every now and then. So they put out 4-song, 5-song EP, let you pick from that. Then they might give you another 4 or 5 couple months later. This is a new game. This is a new wave. This is a new thing. Usually when people put out projects, before it's like you put out 1 project a year. That shit has changed. That shit has changed tremendously. There is no one project per year. If you put out one project per year, they consider you null and void. Like you're not working hard enough. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I'm talking about the independent game. If you're a major, that's just how they do it. If you're signed to a major label, hey, that's just how y'all do it. I get it. That's fine. Y'all got a lot of money invested into this one project. I get it. But if you're independent and you putting out one project a year, you wildin', bro. You wildin'. You are tripping. Let me explain why. In the independent game, let's call it what it is. Independent. You can do what the fuck you want to do. You do not have to move like the major labels. You probably can't move like the major labels because you don't have the money or the resources or the same opportunities that they offer. You don't have that. But what you do have is the music. You got the music. You have the workload. So you can use it to your discretion. There are artists out here who are putting 3 or 4 EPs together. There are artists who go beyond that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. The importance of an EP in today's era is so crucial because it's like everybody wants to give their best, but at the same time, we also want people to receive the best that we're giving. We don't want it to be drowned out. That's the worst thing you can ever do to a creative, is have their music drowned out because it's an abundance of it, or you ain't got time to listen to, an hour worth of my work. That shit hurts. I want you to sit there, don't move, and listen to everything that I got in store. But unfortunately, that's just not how the game is right now. You got to find a way to reel people in so they can stay where they're at. Then you can feed them more. And that's where EPs come into play the best way, because you can give them, and I hate calling it samples because it's not samples. Majority of the time, these are actual real records. But at the same time, these may not be like all of your records. This is just a small portion. And you need that sometimes. Sometimes you need just a little bit, 3 songs, 4 songs, just to get them to come in. And then another reason why, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the financial aspect of EPs. Because it's definitely cheaper to put together and release a 4 or 5 song EP as opposed to a 10 or 12 song EP. It's much easier to finance these smaller projects, because if you're working with one producer, they can commit to 3 or 4 beats or 5 or 6. If you're working with an engineer, you can probably record your entire project within a good amount of hours. It cuts your costs down, especially if you're, one of those prepared creatives where you're working on your craft, your lyrics, your delivery, and everything before you go to the studio. So when you go to the studio, you know exactly what you want to do. Now you're really cutting down your cost. Then the best part about it is when it's time to release the project, you don't necessarily have to put out a single before you put out an EP. You can just put the EP out. It's only 4 or 5 records. You could just put the EP out and you let the fans decide which one is the single. Let them figure it out. Why not? Let the people figure out what's the single. The EP is short enough for them to do so. You can listen to an EP in like one car ride to the grocery store. You can listen to an EP twice on your way to work in traffic. You're giving people enough time to indulge your talent without taking up so much of their time. And you know how the world is now. Everybody on the go. Everybody on the go. Everybody got their headphones in. Everybody got their AirPods in. So your objective is to be a part of some part of their daily movement. And EPs do pretty damn well with, getting streams and getting listened to while people was going about their day. Another thing that's important about EPs to remember is it doesn't have to embody like everything that you're about as an artist. Like one EP doesn't have to have so much, of who you are. This first EP can be just about a specific concept that you're on, and 3 or 4 records can connect together to tell this one story. Or 5 songs, 5 different styles. But you have 9 different styles collectively. Or 4-song EP, all the same type of production. But then you release another EP that has a totally different style of production than the first EP. You can do so much creatively with having an EP. I know how it feels when artists are putting together albums with labels and their number one thing is, I want people to know me for everything that I do. I want them to know me for everything that I do, so I have to put everything in it. And you stress yourself by trying to add so much of you in an album or LP. You don't have to do that with an EP. You don't. You can just put a couple of records together that sound good, that sound cohesive or not, that are just dope. Or you can do an EP full of singles and you can just put it out there for the people and let them judge. I've seen EPs that the whole project was just one long story. The whole EP was just one long story. There were different songs, but it told a different part of the story. How about that? It's so much you can do with an EP. Literally. And I like EPs. Like, Local Astronauts, we've done our fair share of EPs. Just last year, we put out 12:30 a.m., which is an EP with Damo BBE. Shout out to Damo and Local Astronauts. That was a 7-song EP. Then we put out, what else did we do? Oh, we did Washe, a Washe choir. That was High Fashion Brands, Washe and Local Astronauts. That was a 7-song EP. Oh, we just love the number 7. Hey, this is what it is. Then we did Funk P and Local Astronauts, Bitters, the Bitters EP. You know what I mean? That one's doing really well right now. I think we had like 500,000 streams with that. So we doing great with that. Then we did Perion J. Key and Local Astronauts. Shout out to Perion. We did Light Work EP. You know what I mean? We did our fair share of EPs last year, and we got a ton of EPs. A ton of them coming out this year. I kid you not. Stay tuned for all of that. But what I'm going to do, really, really quick, we're going to take a brief intermission because now I'm doing something different now. Not only am I bringing a podcast back, but I want to make sure that I support and talk about the records that I fuck with. I want to let y'all into my playlist and the stuff that I be on. You know what I mean? So really quick, while we hit the intermission, I want to play a record from my boy Flea Lord. Shout out to Flea Lord. You know what I'm saying? This is No More Humble Fashion. This is the intro from the project No More Humble Fashion, and this is also a EP. So I want y'all to check it out. I'll be right back with more PolyRob podcast, and we're gonna keep you locked in and tuned in. Let's get it.
You motherfuckers thought you could kill this man's spirit, but peep. Do y'all not see? He feeds off this shit. The most untamable, hardest working MC in the game. Infamous Mob Flea, aka Fliego Delgado, aka Flea Lord.
Mike P, what up? Yeah, I'm coming back to win, sweat pouring like a nigga hit 100 at the gym. I'm addicted to the bass, and the drums get me high, and the slums getting by, niggas' tongues getting tied. Shut the fuck up. I was taught you never run on my side, and that hate that you make only comes from your pride. I crumble and I mash them. Brought the Lord Mob with me just to double up the action. $1 million views, now you feeling wild confused. Big chillin' while I cruise, then my ceiling got removed. Get my points in the paint, while you soft niggas can't. Work so strong, once you cough, then you faint. Every dealer need to keep a shooter like Reggie Miller. Chevy Pillar, show up in your dreams like I'm Freddie, nigga. Songs get released, then it's on in the streets. Used to walk around the block till it's corns in my feet. From grilled cheese to steak, only real G's relate. Got the pool, yeah it's cool, but I still need the lake. Nigga, this is life music, I don't even write to it. Crazy how police in the streets even vibe stupid. Linking with the right movement, drinking and we ice cubing. Bulletproof the glass, now I'm winking at your wife through it. Lord's made a lane, I'm a boss, say my name. I done took so many losses that it forced me to change. No more humble fashion. Yeah, that it forced me to change. No more humble fashion. I took so many L's, it forced me to change. Damn. No more humble fashion. It forced me to change. Yeah, I took so many losses, it forced me to change. It forced me to change.
Yo, we are back to the PolyRob podcast. Yo, I know y'all was loving that record, man. No More Humble Fashion, the intro. I only played the intro because I want y'all to indulge in the full project. And that intro, like even when they was doing the scratching and they was talking about Flea just on like him being very consistent and, you know, him doing his thing, like I identify with that. I identify with that concept of being consistent, staying on your shit. And man, when I tell you, he dropped 12 EPs last year. In 2020, he dropped 12 EPs. He dropped an EP every single month. And his numbers are ridiculous. Not just on streams. Merchandise, shirts, CDs, vinyl. He going crazy. Lord Flea. Make sure you look him up. The man's music is phenomenal. Shout out to Lord Mob, man. And I wanted to play his record not just because he dope and not just because he's my guy, but because he's doing something that no other artist has done. And before he did it, everybody was saying that that wasn't the right thing to do. And he proved that it is. He dropped an EP, which, let's break it down. He dropped an EP every single month. You know how many records you gotta record just to select the records you're gonna put out every single month? You know what type of rollouts you have to come up with to drop a project every month? You know how much money you have to spend? You know how much thought you have to put into your projects to drop one every single month? For the features, just the features coming in alone takes you a while. But he managed to get that shit done. And he got some features from some ill niggas. Busta Rhymes, Raekwon the Chef, which is my favorite artist. One day I'll do a record with him. G4 Jag, Etho, Westside Gun, Conway, Benny. You know what I mean? Like, just so many dope cats. TF. You know what I'm saying? Getting features from people and putting out these projects. He getting love and he's spreading love at the same time. That's another thing that an EP can do for you. Like, the features that you put on your EP can stand out more. Those features can stand out a lot more because it's not a lot of music going through these EPs. So they're indulging in the features that you have a lot more. That's important. When you get a feature, you want people to recognize. You want people to know what that is, how that came together. And this man dropped 12 EPs in 1 year. That's phenomenal. And let me just say it for the record. I know a lot of cats be out there hating, talk about if you dropping that much music, it must not be good. That is a motherfucking lie. Let me be the first to say that is a motherfucking lie. It's niggas out here being consistent every time they drop. Like Flea, like Gun, like Conway, like 38 Special, like Shade Noir, like Planet Asia, like TF, like Bell, like Triz. You know what I mean? Noah James, Chewy, Sun NY. This nigga's out here dropping projects, staying consistent with hotness. Stop acting like it can't be done. Just because the labels don't do it, y'all keep acting like it can't be done. It's being done. Stop playing. Independence is here. It's not going nowhere. And all these original ideas and the way people putting together their business, the way vinyls is going up, the way CDs is being bought these days as memorabilia to the soul of what's going on with an artist, to how creative the merch is going. All of that stuff is a real thing. It's really happening from niggas on their independent shit. Get on the train or get off or get left. You know what I mean? EPs are important to the independent route. If you're an artist that ain't got a lot of money, try doing an EP. Try doing an EP. If you're an artist who got a selection of records, but you don't know how to put them together, pick the best 4 or 5 and do an EP. Go. Give it to the people. I done seen people make mini movies off of EPs. I'm talking about actual cinematic style movies. And the EP was the soundtrack to it. It don't cost that much. Get to it. Another thing that I love that I want to talk about EPs, and we mentioned it before, but I didn't go into detail. The collaborative EPs. Doing something collaborative. Artist and artist, artist and producer. Producer with producer compilation on an EP. Seen that done before. You know what I'm saying? These collaborative efforts. I was a part of a collaborative EP with Roxy and Hus Kingpin called The Hidden Painting. The Hidden Painting. Go look that up. Shit was phenomenal. Shout out to my boy Day One for hitting me with the plug, giving me the opportunity to submit some beats to make it on that joint. That's my guy. Collaborative efforts. You know, like I said, Local Astronauts, collaborative EP with, Perion J. Key. Collaborative EP with Funk P. Collaborative EP with, Washe. You know what I mean? We doing what we doing. You get the ideas from an artist and an idea from a producer. They mesh together and they make greatness. And they don't have to be under your label. That's the beauty of it. We own this independent shit. They do not have to be under your label. They can have their own label doing their own thing. They just collaborating with you for the idea of greatness. That's a beautiful thing. We need that, B. Why we can't get that? A lot more. I want to see some R&B collaborative EPs. I want to see that. You don't have to do a whole project. You ain't got to do a best of both worlds. Just do a nice 4 or 5 songs. I want to see a Eric Bellinger and Ty Dolla $ign. Let's go. I want to see a Summer Walker and a Her EP. Let's go. What we doing? I want to see a Kamasi Washington and J-Mo EP. What we doing? Let's go. Why we can't get that off? You know what I'm saying? Why we can't get Dom Kennedy and Thurs EP? Why we can't do that? Or Dom Kennedy and Murs EP? Psst, yo. Let's pull that off. These are the things that I'm talking about. EPs allow you the ability to do something so creative and give it to the people. You got to give it to the people. This is our time to use this level of creativity and do some great with it. It's a beautiful thing. It's something that should not be overlooked. You know what I'm saying? Last before I go, because I don't want to keep y'all too much. One of the best things about putting out music is bringing somebody into your world. It's about bringing people into your world. Stop worrying about what they gonna like. I hear artists say that all the time. Man, I want to do something that the fans gonna like. I want to do something that, that's gonna get me on the radio. Hey, man. If you don't shut up and do what's in your heart and let people connect with it, that's always the problem with artists. Hell, that's the problem with people in relationships too. You always trying to mold yourself to fit the person that's in the relationship. When actual reality, all they sitting there wanting is for you to be you. That's all they're waiting for. You putting on this big ass facade and this big ass show of what you think that these people might like. And all they asked was, just give me you. Just give me you. That'd be the sad part. The sad part is y'all do all that overthinking and all a nigga asked was for you to be you. They not looking for the hottest beat. They not looking for the dopest lyrics. They looking for a world that they can attach themselves to. And hopefully you're giving them a world that they can do that with. I say hopefully because hopefully you understand what I'm saying and you stop trying to go in the studio to make a hit record and start going to the studio to create your legacy of who you are. I hope you start doing that. I'm tired of being in sessions and these artists is like, I want to make a hit record. And then my brain processes all of the Grammy award-winning records that had nothing to do with trying to be a hit. They just did what they felt like was them. That's what this EP power can do. The power of an EP can help you stay focused on doing what is most important to you. When you're making a single, just by saying that term, you succumb to the bullshit of what it takes to make one hit record go. When you're making an album or an LP, just by saying those terms, you succumb to the bullshit of what it takes to put together a full 12 plus track body of work for people to love. There are stigmas that surround a single and an album. There are no stigmas that surround an EP. There are no cliches of an EP. And it's been around for years. It's been around for years, but there's no cliche about it. It's here. Use it to your advantage. And do me a favor. The next time an artist comes to you and says, what type of record you want to make? Just tell them, I want to make me. I'm going to create me. And you'll be all right. That's all I got for today, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I am glad to be back in season 3 of the PolyRob podcast. Y'all already know I just want to talk my shit and I just want to, share some love and hopefully I can help y'all on whatever y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all keep checking out, my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not, you know what I mean? And subscribe to all of my social media. It is Yo PolyRob, what up? YOPOLYROB. WHATUP. I know that's long, but you guys will get used to it. You know what it is. Make sure you subscribe to all of the podcast platforms and listen to this show. And I'm on video now, man. So I'm trying to do my 1-2 step of my dance. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I love y'all. And to segue out of here, I want to play a record to segue out of here. And the record I choose for today will be the record that I dropped on my birthday, which is No Economy Part 2. Local Astronauts featuring a slew of dope-ass artists. Y'all check it out right now. PolyRob Podcast. We out of here.
This right here is hip-hop at its finest. We not worried about nothing but bars. Local Astronauts. Let's get it.
I'ma put my faith in the block before some stocks. I done seen a bastard get popped by an orphan, yeah. Same way Martin got popped, he was marching, yeah. Niggas ain't gon' never get right unless you enforce it, yeah. Shout out to the trenches, the rebels less fortunate. I'ma represent for the 5 to my casket dip. Homie gave me east side vibes, I'm just matching it. Masquerade ball, ski mask and masking tape. Black Air Forces wear them shits till they ashy gray. Never asked for nothing, took straps, made it happen. Hey, I was there when Gimme got shot and he passed away. Pray your pastor get right with the guy before he passed away. Cause I ain't giving niggas no passes on Judgment Day. Woke up half past noon, drunk with a bloody blade. Lemons with the lean my dog made, Muddy Minute made. And I just finished signing niggas up for the demonstration. They just put a hole off in his lungs, that's ventilation. Probably end up pulling out the plug, that's vegetation. PolyRob has sent me up this beat with an exclamation. Niggas got extras, get hung like decorations.
Eastside poker face, doper than your bando. Hard on the mantle with my trophies, so no love exists. When I'm writing rhymes, fighting crime is lighty time. Baby, come in, hold this line, you know it's time. Tired of wave and phase when I spit in booth. Killing whether in a suit or Debo shitting coop. Bad luck, the menace and mafia shit, they know that. And every word fall from my lips, now it's a throwback. So godly, I'm hardly here. I appear in your ciphers at the Viper beat. Where? On my square like hopscotch, check my bop. I don't look at time the same as a swatch watch. Dressed in all black is my required attire, yeah. Shocking to the soul, yet I'm the livest while you're here. Ghost in the machine, I'm leaning in person. When fat boy go Biggie, I'm wanted for certain.
80s king, whipping my wrist, creating different potion. Penny for my thoughts, Michael Jack on bricks, niggas penny loafers. Moving like a shark, silent waters. I had to eat the potions. Took my mind and calmly aligned it. Started to see some okra. Hide your hand, keep playing poker. I let them meet the vultures. Send me scope and aim at your noggin, but you can see the soldiers. Niggas really different, straight poison. We put the B in Cobra. She shaped like a Pepsi. I put that D in soda. Took it through a different space. The chicken started seeing Yoda. Kicked the Yola, cooking in the kitchen, just a different yoga. Head moves, a nigga really pissed. He had to hit the shoulder. Fly fan, my niggas come from Harlem. It was all pain. Now I understand when Jack put 20 in them ball mains. I swear, flea, I risk it all, put 20 in our boy brains. Skinny Pete, residential streets, we call it Lord Strain. Skinny Pete, residential streets, call it the Lord Strain.
Known as poetry on this mic. G.O.D. at it, I'm barring at top flight. Airplane status, I do it with fly fabric. Watch how I call a game. John Madden, Harry line invented with the spirit of the vintage. Popping in real life, no likes, no mentions. I up my network if I network social. I'm solid with the flow, yeah, it's gold in the vocals. Prayers for the ones that couldn't make it out the chokehold. You gon' get the message, nah, this ain't just a dope flow. Thanks to the crooked po-po. Those with my tone get it rougher than the skin on the elbow. I'm feeling ice cold, so I'ma spit diamonds. Lyrically bust down the beat with flawless rhyming. You spawn with me, then you probably not shining. The situation's a broke watch, it's just bad timing. Excuse my arrogance, I'm feeling kinda goldish. You can debate if you want, but that's how I wrote it. Mr. Super Superb with nouns and verbs. You should put it on repeat and catch every word. I'm the feeling of the hood, cashing checks on a first. I'm a MC Renum, that's a villain with a verse. It's grown man bars, I'm stepdaddy to you Jodies. Old head in the living room with the oldies. I know you hate me, and yeah, I hate you, but it's cool, cause mama gotta have a life too. So I'm on go time and blow like landmines. Your whole catalog can't connect with one line.
I win because I never hated. I was raised by wolves that were hella dangerous. Now the pack is elevated and educated. A luchador when the pockets got stimulated. Flipping everything's an understatement. From pit bulls to refrigerators. The hustle, we can't escape it. We set trends and we innovators. I invoiced my inner voice and got motivated. 2020 was devilish, you know how I handle it. But I say handlers, Michael Vick with the scrambling, Mr. Anderson patterns. It makes you be panicking when you move like an avalanche. So not
we was on the block when it was hot, Amara started my watching for the enemies, still catching friendly fly. Still no tent in the CO when you see me flying. Gold on my neck, real heavy, I ain't get the diamonds. All motivation for my rap demonstration. I'm an underground king, like the bottom of the basement. Relied on my grind, I ain't running out of patience. Leading is to say, my comeback amazing. Like, how you get the shit that you ain't never had? Come out with some diamonds when you hop up in that pressure bag. Turn the drive up, get focused, ain't no looking back. Just a couple plays, apply one and you can get some cash. Back to the trap, trying to squeeze every dollar out it. Miss me with that modest shit, I'm finna drop some hotter shit. It's better independent, I'm avoided all the politics. Voice of the session in the minute, you acknowledge it. Beezy.
I'm in beast mode. They think I got a cheat code, I'm one of the ghosts, what the fuck I got a cheat for? I bring to the table the entree plus the table, what I got a leech for? They act like they dope and I ain't got a kilo. I've been doing this before Cardi B had a crooked bottom. I shook these haters off and see how good I look without them. You ever popped that nigga and seen how shook he look, you shot him? And then they post him on the internet like, yeah, that crook, you got him. No economy, no astrology, it's just the God in me. I'm on this poly beat, so shit, it's probably beef. These niggas crashing out doing 100 like the car stolen. Think I ain't the dopest, you must be smoking with Lamar Odom. We on an all-night flight, yeah, that's what Lamar told him. But that cocaine wrapped around his colon had his heart swollen. But we all fighting our demons. Yo, bitch be on my dick with her jaws biting my semen. Any given Sunday, we all can be Willie beaming. Let's put our heads together and we all can be really streaming.
Mush her, smack him, head cracks back in. Cinematic rap shit, lights, camera, action, distractions. Quiet on the set, now I'm on your neck. Like Derek Chauvin till he's dead, it's a pressure press. Aggressive, yes, y'all impressed by less. World's just a mess, excessive stress. Everything you learn, y'all is just a test. Finesse the best, wound others, let them get the word out. These short bus niggas, these the rappers that that you sure about? Your mouth should only whisper till you're confident. My teachers, public enemies, straight out of Compton. So calm them, me no fear. Tell the shorties to invest, you don't need more gear. Can I be more clear? I appear when I'm most needed. Keep it cool while you're most heated. Word to rock him, no delay. Stay out your BS. I never play games, ho, not even recess. Official head crack, Bodega Brothers out of BX. Tell the cops chill, all them dudes gon' be next.
Here's Johnny, you know my body, no fear inside me. Illuminati, conjure, conquer, need to be behind me. Mash out posse like it's still the 90s. Annie up, my man's a buck, back at the police like they a fan of cuffs. Borracho flaco, te mato si no me hace caso. Like if Camacho and Drago was trained by Customado. You run a sasso, I'm Carlito if he took the bottle. And my squad gon' follow deep in Joe, we crack at the Apollo. Michael B's Creed, Jordan watch me 3-peat. Give you the bees knees, TKO or a deep sleep. This shit too easy, can't believe that it feed me. My life a movie in 3D, so how you expect to beat me? My ghetto congregation, Assalamu alaikum, reform rapper, born scrapper, I'd rather box your face in. Peep how I'm operating, risk taker, monopoly patience, mask on, surgical gloves, we playing operation. I dodged a lot of cases without providing any clues or information and gave abrasions to those cooperating. Johnny Voga exposing vultures like Papa showed us. Was young and dumb running through walls and now I'm hopping over. We working smart and harder, Silk Road, Versace loafers, red wine, toasting to this thing of ours like Cosa Nostra. No sir, I don't recall, I was born to brawl. Strap up and go to war, protocol it for soldier calls. You can't stand the truth, you better I'm the man to prove. You in that other year will fight him cause I'm the man to shoot. I will dismantle you, beat you down and trample you. Fuck what your mans will do, I come personally put my hands on.
Hey man, this shit getting hectic, about to find me a job. Had to stop for a second when Polly would Rob. He said either you a king, keep doing your thing. Then he threw on this beat, had me bobbing and leaning. Hell yeah, we stay as high as the ceiling. And fuck with bad dime pieces, real bodies appealing. All I do is chase down millions like I'm LeBron. And I ain't waiting on nobody, I'm already gone.
Classic shit by my name, no asterisk. Goalie savage spit, nasty chin with the dagger pen. I'm animated, you animated. Cartoon character perishing, no variation, my cadence. Resemble an Asian, black mason, first runaway slave, fresh off the plantation. Bullets in it with no explanation. What's a water to a cyborg? A knife pin to a samurai sword. Abort your mission or hit with the Jedi Force. A branch resistance, a plastic mystic efficient. Fall in line and become another statistic. Raspy and raw salad, your lost tackle. Your thoughts is rock, not pop, but something similar. The imagery I create is sinister. The type you gon' remember him. The nigga in Friday with the beach cruiser and Pendleton. Shots cripple them, pure genius, no
step up on this verse like I'm a human hearse. I'm dead driven, I've been that way since hyphy movement had me breaking lead pencils. Don't ask me what I bring to a table that have no legs attached. I brought a Glock, it's covered up top. Now that's my handicap. Do you know how many people I claim solid now are double crossers? Ones who used to love to talk, you can't get a rebuttal off them. It was a loss, it was a spark, it was the cost of subtle darkness. Judge me off the clothes I wear, the car I drive, the jewelry bought, but never off the jewels. I drop the clumsy robber, one who taught you take what you want. And if you fall, get back up, quarterback a tremendous play. So your whole squad can act up, school a bitch on breaking a trick. I'm that whole alma mater, I'm in every inch of a brain. I'm in I'm the matter. Niggas saddle, turn me into James St. Patrick. Casper factors faster, trot down darker alleys. Hope to dodge the badge of acid. Classic acts of gangster tactics, stacking wages. Make it from a basement to a spacious pad and make it last. This placement you familiar with. Shop a spin and give you airtime like Jordan Killigan. You pussy boy got more of your mom and your resemblance. My gunner thought is fucking them all. Now we polygamous. I barely scratched the surface with this sermon. All the serpents wanting Birkins. And these niggas, they ain't tripping. Long as clitoris is squirting, I'ma send them, keep them working. It was times I felt just worthless. It was worse, but I'm determined to be assertive with a purpose on God.
Gonna be killing niggas, we moving like silent killers. I don't need your money to profit, cause I'm the dealer. Pussy niggas is sweet and most of them ass eaters. Pull up on your block, hey, you sweating like gas heaters. Always stay in my element, careful, I'm never delicate. I ain't gotta fuck on a rapper to show I'm relevant. I see no competition, I'm the veteran. Killing bitches often, I leave them with no settlement. I don't never aim to please, just a part of my steam. Show them up, fuck I how to move like I'm pushing the keys. Always been a realist in the room, even with a weave. Cause niggas weaker than the fake gold in the Cuban lane. Could never see ya, it's my time, but who checking the clock? Shining without a bezel, just forces and white socks. Bitch get into it like it's the halves and the half-nots. Cause niggas is faker than face fillers and ass shots. Just how I'm feeling.
They say they want more. Drew Ali with the rap, I swear the temple raw. Only 5% will understand. That's Clarence X, your new girl, that's my ex. I done swam with the best. Check. This Watt City, I done came from the mud. You in the hood, I'm doing deals with HUD. You in the public, nigga, I'm going public. Even though I don't bang though. Rest in peace, Nip, tried to tell you about crypto. Hood show me love because I spit that Cajun on the tongue, that Louisiana rub, that option. No, I got stock, I got options. The ops give me props, big return, let me opt in. Sticks.
Top to the bottom, bottom to the top. If not copped off the lot, let's swap them. Another hero is born, it's on in Gotham. Black jeans, snow white ones, went on and copped them. Now that's out the way, go on and bop them. Beach wavy, Flavor Flav on the corner clock. Same truth, brothers was moving in 88. World on wheels, smooth as a Stacy skate. Tech gone and rock 'em. Shabba do gone, they still popping and locking. Cops cocking and cocking, aiming at the wrong shit. Soldiers is dropping, even through the COVID. Yeah, when cops a mo drip, long live Nip the Crip. This some cold shit, divine written laws. You gon' get involved, long live Debo. Cheese on my Cheeto on a mission when I transition. Jet black, my coffin color is the Beamer. Black man's will on earth as if it's seen up in heaven. Swear to God, I knew the God before I knew the Reverend. They don't know to quit, they don't know to stop. They don't know to quench, they drink soda pop. Always thirsty, you feel me? Still me till they kill me, this the real me. Sliding through silky, yeah, put it together like a puzzle. They silenced the tech, he chewed up out the muzzle. We're spinning on the fingertips as we juggle. The technique maneuver on beat. Freddy Krueger, my fingers for whoever sleep.
This sound like monkey business. This shit sound like when bananas shatter kitchen windows. Innuendos of a hitman, I'm from the killer. Yak sipper, pack flipper, and some Spanish bitches. Murder missions, shooting up out of glass selling. Panoramic, Panamera, this that fast living. Crash dummies, they get sent off just to crash niggas. You tell them bring you his head, they bring his cash with it. Illmatic, keep it 100 like real baddies. I'm talking about that crib blue band, 18 karat. Fuck the bad boys, I'm a shooter like Mike Larry. This level where I'm hanging, just trust me, nobody near. From the curb, nigga, so believe me, I'm with the extras. I be rapping like a hair trigger, barely applying pressure. Clutch are fully loaded, if it ain't money, then what's the motive? Everything's scandalous and only real ones can quote it.
Hey yo, the time from the central is here. Let's get the squab and line it up. I got aggression on my chest to get cleared. Star player, boss mob, Lord of the Rings. Algebra thoughts, alkaline, Florida spring. Top shotter, known to have these in the vault. These rappers is bland like wings without the seasoning salt. It's a cold world, but the block is on fire. In every hood, my name reigns supreme. I'm the highest on the roster, and I ain't just talking some shit. So let me start from the beginning at the top of the list. This is Revelations, the ending, the fall of the 85% of y'all whack niggas out pretending that you got it, but really just the next contender to get shot at. Shit is cringing when you suck and really think you all that. What's a bodyguard when your body is God? My dirty clothes screaming out workload like PolyRob. Thunder verses and bars beneath the surface. I dug deep in the ground and didn't stop until I ate the serpent. High science is in my place of worship. It's the chain general, slain criminal with a clip to purchase.
What's a stick to a lumberjack? We move keys. I send niggas to the dock. That's Joel Embiid. I'll leave you vegetated if you touch my seeds. I'm in them new Mary jeans plus the retro 3s. I be fucking bad bitches. They scream my name. I feel like Jesus shadow up. They say he got game. I was fucking up the pots. We was tearing up they veins. Made $1 million off a chicken. We was raising cane. I'm big dog. Don't let this rapping shit confuse you. Got a face up in my lap. It sounds like she's slurping noodles. Never been frugal. Gang star like Guru. You niggas is lacking flavor like Master P noodles. Buddy off them perks if he coming to my turf. If I'm pulling up that ego, he gon' wince cause it hurts. Glockin' like Paul Gasol when we got the poppin', y'all. Man, I put that bitch in a box just like a Barbie doll. It's not a game, your game was giving headshots. So watch me switch if you fucking with my Xbox. The retros that I'm rockin', these are dead stock. I got the bag, don't get it twisted like a dreadlock. But I was wildin', wasn't really smiling. We got up on the wrong foot, Megan Thee Stallion. Fucking with the felines, Dudley boys we grind. In the club, I get the tables just like Divine. Period. That bitch on my tip, she know I'm serious. Shells hit his neck and his back, resemble licorice. You can never spit with this lyricist, the antithesis. We been moving bricks that resemble the size of pyramids. Give him Rick and Mortis, I'm saying you can't ignore this. My steppers will put a shell in your back, now he's a tortoise. Beef is where I'm starting, I'm telling you he's not walking. Cause when I'm stalking, you see more shells than the Olive Garden. Knee deep when the creek, gotta repeat for the be deep. You gon' be sleep when I bring heat, could it be sweet, could it be weak? Cause I know for the birds like a weak tweet. Knee deep when the creek, gotta repeat for the be deep. You gon' be sleep when I bring heat, could it be weak, could it be sweet? Cause I know for the birds like a weak tweet. Hold that, never go back, gotta fold that, never sold that. Bring the whole time, where the low at, where the smoke at, where the coke at. Cause I sold that, nigga, don't bring that hoe back. Hold that, never go back, gotta fold that, never sold that. Bring the whole time, where the low at, where the smoke at, where the coke at. Cause I sold that, nigga, don't bring that hoe back. Excuse me, brother, I'll put you under from the gutter, don't try that. I'm not your brother, I do that stuff, I gotta stick that sound like hi-hats. Never lie that, when I try that, when I buy that. Hit it with a hi-hat, with a hi-hat, when I lie that, when I buy that. Nigga talk about the niggas that don't like that. Guns and butter for my brothers, pockets looking like Ruben Stutter. From the gutter, then I stutter, y'all niggas clowns like Ringling Brothers. Taking it further, I came with the bird.
murder, bitch really get murder. He really get worker. She went like a server. She about to get murder. She really get pervert. It feel like a purge of fire. Fire, fire, fire.